Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ava wondered in the gallery what Nicholas had planned for Esme. He replied that he wanted to cooperate with Ava to get rid of Esme before she caused any more harm. Ava asked him directly if he intended to kill Esme, but he assured her that he did not. She was dubious, and she didn't want to work with him in the first place. He assumed she was afraid of being able to resist him, and she rolled her eyes. He told Ava to plan a party and make sure Esme was present. Nina arrived at Carly's carrying a message for her. Drew reappeared and informed Carly that the embassy required an answer, so Nina had to leave. Carly insisted that whatever he decided was okay, and she agreed to take care of Nina. After Drew had left, Nina stated that she had called the SEC about Carly and Drew's insider trading. Until Drew returned, the two argued about the terrible things they'd done to one another. Drew was disappointed that he couldn't strike Nina because she was a woman, which Carly revealed to him. Carly yelled that she couldn't deal with it tonight because her mother had died. Nina expressed her condolences, but Carly yelled at her to leave. Carly fell into Drew's arms when Nina left, lamenting the fact that she had to live in a world where Nina existed but Bobby did not. After a party, Jocelyn and Dex returned to her dorm room, and she was relieved that he'd gotten along with her pals. When they heard noises outside the door, Dex opened it to see Adam attempting to enter the room. "What are you doing in my room?" he mumbled, holding a red cup. Before he fell over, Jocelyn sat him down on her bed and asked him what was wrong. He stated that his parents were aware of his poor academic performance and that he had lied about having an internship over winter break. He went on to say that they threatened to take him out of PCU so he could work somewhere closer to home because he wasn't performing up to their standards. A few minutes later, Jocelyn received a call from Drew, who asked her to come home because Carly needed to speak with her. Dex offered to accompany her, but she requested that he keep Adam in mind. Dex told Adam that he could relate to Adam's parenting situation after she left. He promised that things will improve. Adam was practically asleep in Jocelyn's bed a little time later. When Dex turned out the light, Adam mumbled, "Thank you, Dex." Michael stated on the docs that he'd blackmailed Nina into not seeing Willow and the kids. Willow screamed at him for going behind her back and meddling with her mother's relationship, and she accused him of manipulating her. She was furious that he didn't believe she could protect herself if necessary. "What kind of marriage is that?" she pondered, when they couldn't even be honest with each other. He assured her that they would get through it, but she needed time. She suggested he sleep somewhere else that night. When his phone rang, he saw that it was Drew. She told him to take the call because they didn't have anything else to say that night, and then she walked away. Cyrus approached Sonny as he stood inside the church, delighted that Sonny had found his way there in your hour of greatest need. Sonny snarled that he would never buy Cyrus' saved act, and that night was not the time to try. "She told you," Cyrus said, pleased that his advice had aided Nina. Sonny punched Cyrus in the face, prompting Cyrus to recite a Bible phrase about turning the other cheek. Sonny punched the other side of Cyrus' face in return. He shoved Cyrus and ordered that he fight. Sonny continuously pummeled Cyrus on the ground, inciting him to fight back. Sonny later arrived home with a bottle. As Ava entered the apartment, he remembered his talk with Nina. When she questioned where Nina was, Sonny said, "Gone." She saw his bloody fist and told him that Avery couldn't see him like that. As Nina arrived home, he went away. Nina instantly informed Ava of everything that had occurred that night. Ava didn't think Nina should see Sonny, but Nina just wanted to talk to him for a minute. Sonny reappeared and slammed the front door in Nina's face. Portia discussed working on New Year's Eve with a nurse named Rachel at the hospital. Rachel expressed optimism that they wouldn't have to work that night again the next year, and Portia indicated that she had huge plans for 2024. When Portia returned to her office, she discovered Curtis waiting with a rose, candles, and donuts. Portia expressed her excitement for his surgery, but he was concerned that it may fail. He simply desired to sweep her off her feet. She kissed him and requested that he did it every day. Portia and Curtis exited the elevator a short while later, as Portia had an emergency to attend to. Laura reflected about her family and the Spencers' loss at the Port Charles Grill. Just then, her phone rang, and she answered it, asking Ace's babysitter where Esme was. Esme decided she wanted a drink outside the restaurant and went inside. Laura noticed her and said the babysitter of Esme was Oak. Esme called the babysitter a few minutes later and told her that she would be home shortly. When Kevin returned with hot chocolate for Esme, he noticed she'd dropped her glove. She replied that she only had one, and Laura quickly identified Esme as the person who had broken into Windermere on Christmas Eve. Kevin left them alone to discuss. Laura chastised Esme, but she stated that she had hoped to restore some memories by being present. She realized she'd done wrong, but she agreed to pay for the broken glass. She went on to say that when Laura arrived, she panicked and ran out, most likely dropping her glove in the process. Laura insisted that Esme give herself in, despite the fact that she would most likely only receive community service and a fine, but she would feel much better because her acts had repercussions. Laura's phone rang just then, and she answered it to Curtis. He told her to go to the hospital since it was regarding her brother. Esme left the restaurant after a few minutes, assuring the babysitter she'd be home in 10 minutes. Nicholas stood there watching her walk away. Curtis was waiting for Laura and Kevin when they arrived at the hospital. Curtis informed them that the priest had discovered Cyrus alone in the church. They entered Cyrus' room, where Portia informed them that Cyrus was stable but had yet to regain consciousness. Laura inquired as to who had harmed Cyrus. Jocelyn and Michael arrived at Carly's, and Jocelyn wondered if Michael knew what was going on. "There's only one way to find out," he said as they walked into the house. Carly sobbed when she told her children that Bobby had died. She went on to say that Bobby had been sleeping at Luke's place and died quietly in her sleep. Carly held her children and assured that they would go through it together, as Jocelyn questioned what they would do without Bobby. When Laura and Kevin got to the hospital, they saw Curtis. Curtis told them that Cyrus had been discovered by the priest by himself in the church. When they entered Cyrus's room, Portia told them that although Cyrus was stable, he had not yet come to. Laura wondered who had injured Cyrus. When Michael and Jocelyn got to Carly's, Jocelyn questioned whether he knew what the meeting was about. He said, "There's only one way to find out," and they went inside. Carly broke the news to her children that Bobby had died. She continued by saying that Bobby had been residing at Luke's flat and had passed away quietly while sleeping. Carly gave her kids a hug and assured Jocelyn that they will get through this together as she pondered what they would do without Bobby. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.